Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel, Magnetize Official. Today, I have a message that feels especially profound, one that's been pressing on my heart to share. This isn't just a reading, it's an invitation to tune into an energetic shift that many of you are experiencing right now. Let's take a moment to breathe together, to settle into this space of openness and allow these messages to flow as they're meant to. What's coming through strongly is about a divine masculine energy, someone you're deeply connected to, or perhaps standing at a significant crossroads with. This isn't just about a surface-level interaction. It's about the unfolding of a profound lesson, one that's being illuminated through your connection. It feels as though the universe is offering this divine masculine a choice, a chance to step onto a new path, one that carries the potential for deeper authenticity and soul growth. And you are the catalyst for this shift. For some of you, this may be someone from your past. Perhaps there was a pivotal moment where your paths diverged, where choices were made that pulled you in different directions. Now, this divine masculine is standing in front of the mirror of his own karma, facing the weight of his past actions and the life he's created as a result. The layers he's built around himself are beginning to crack, and within those cracks, the light of truth is seeping through. He's being called to reflect on what truly matters, and in doing so, he's coming face to face with his heart's deepest truths, many of which were revealed through his connection with you. If this resonates, know that this is as much about your journey as it is his. Through this connection, you've grown immensely. You've come to recognize your own worth, stepping into your power in ways you may not have imagined before. This mirrors the energy we touched on in the recent live stream, standing strong in your truth and aligning with your highest self. What's even more powerful is the mirroring that's happening between you and this divine masculine. It's as though you're seeing pieces of yourself reflected back in him, the humor, the sharp wit, the ease in conversation. Those moments where it feels like the two of you just get each other, as if he's showing you parts of yourself that you didn't expect to find in someone else. It's undeniable, almost as if the connection is written into the fabric of your souls. I'm also sensing something about the color brown. Perhaps he has brown hair, or there's something earthy about his energy, a groundedness or warmth that draws you in. At the same time, I'm picking up on the energy of broken bonds. This could be someone who has been shaped by the pain of divorce, separation, or other deep relational wounds. These experiences have left their mark, influencing how he moves through the world and how he approaches love. So, where does this leave you? Whether you're meeting this divine masculine now, in the present moment, or reflecting on a past connection, the crossroads remain significant. Back then, when your paths first crossed, you may have just broken free from something that felt binding, a karmic relationship, or a chapter of life that was heavy and restrictive. You were stepping into a season of liberation, ready to live life on your own terms. You were reclaiming your independence, finding joy in the little freedoms, like planning a vacation with friends without having to consider anyone else's preferences. You were in a place of empowerment, standing tall in your truth and holding a beautiful openness to connection, but only if it came with respect, mutuality, and alignment. There was no forcing, no chasing, just the energy of take it or leave it. And that made you radiant. If this resonates with your heart, let it serve as a reminder of how far you've come. You're not only the catalyst for change in this divine masculine's journey, but also the architect of your own liberation. Trust this process and know that everything is unfolding as it's meant to, in perfect alignment with your highest path. Let's allow this energy to flow naturally as we continue forward with clarity, grace, and an open heart. You made it crystal clear from the start. You weren't here for games, disrespect, or anyone who couldn't make up their mind. You weren't interested in being juggled or treated as an option. Your energy was vibrant, independent, and aligned with the fresh chapter you had embraced. If someone could meet you at that level, great, you'd match their energy with the same passion and authenticity. But if they couldn't rise to meet you, you weren't about to lose yourself trying to force it. You were fiercely rooted in your freedom, your independence, and your sense of self-worth. That energy radiated confidence, and it made you magnetic. You weren't chasing anyone, nor were you compromising what felt right in your soul. You stood fully in your power, and if he chose to rise, to meet you, amazing. If not, you trusted your path, knowing you'd continue forward, whole and complete in yourself. Now, here you are at this pivotal moment, this crossroads where the divine masculine energy in your life is being faced with a powerful choice. There's undeniable chemistry between the two of you. It's fiery, electric, and almost impossible to ignore. I'm seeing the universe light a match, igniting this Ace of Wands energy. That match represents not only the spark of passion, but also the illumination of something much deeper within him. I see him holding that match, and metaphorically, it feels like he's standing on the edge of transformation. When he throws it, whether consciously or not, something is going to burn. And what burns is not destruction, but renewal. It's like setting fire to a pile of old, worn-out clothes, symbolic of the outdated version of himself that no longer serves his highest good. These clothes carry the weight and scent of his past. I sense the energy of sweat mixed with alcohol, like memories of nights spent trying to numb himself or live up to the expectations of others. There's also the lingering influence of a peer group or social circle that's kept him tethered to an outdated identity. For a long time, he thought conforming to these expectations made him cool. But now he's realizing that this version of himself feels hollow, unfulfilled, and misaligned with who he truly wants to be. The universe is stepping in, guiding him toward a brighter, more authentic path. He's being offered the opportunity to grow, to shed those old layers, and to step into a version of himself that feels aligned, empowered, and deeply true. But here's the thing. This transformation isn't happening in isolation. Your energy has been the catalyst for all of this. Your presence in his life has shaken something awake within him. Just as the universe is presenting you to him as a mirror, he's being presented to you as one too. Neither of you saw this meeting coming, yet here you are. This connection has sparked profound shifts for both of you, forcing you to confront old patterns and beliefs. For some of you, this may be a reconnection with someone from your past. In those cases, the divine masculine is now being confronted with the ripple effects of the choices he made when your paths first crossed. He's beginning to see the repeating patterns in his life, patterns that may have caused distance between you two. One strong message coming through is about how he's been navigating relationships. I'm picking up on a cycle where he spreads himself thin across multiple connections, possibly 3 or more. It's a way of protecting himself, of avoiding the vulnerability that comes with truly opening up. By scattering his energy, he's been able to shield himself from feelings of inadequacy or fear of being fully seen. But now, the light is shining on all of it. The match has been struck, and the fire is coming to clear the old, making space for something new to emerge. He's being called to step out of the shadows of his past and into the light of authenticity. Whether he chooses to rise to the occasion is his journey, but what's undeniable is that your energy has sparked this transformation, And for that, you can trust that no matter what happens next, you're walking your path with strength, clarity, and the power to create a life that aligns with your highest self. Let's unpack what's really going on with this divine masculine's energy. At the core of his behavior lies a deep dysfunction, a way of protecting himself from vulnerability and the fear of being found lacking. Instead of stepping into authenticity, he's built this cool guy persona, radiating an air of detachment that says, "You can't tie me down. I never settle." It's a front, a shield to mask his insecurities, and it's reinforced by the people he surrounds himself with. This energy feels like a mix of arrogance and avoidance, a kind of Mr. Steal Your Girl vibe that allows him to stay surface level and unaccountable. But then, your energy entered his life, and suddenly, this carefully constructed facade is starting to crack. You challenge his patterns simply by being yourself, and it's making him reflect, perhaps for the first time, on the way he's been navigating relationships. Here's what's coming through clearly. He's been carrying what some might call player energy. He's someone who thrives on the illusion of being untouchable, believing that commitment makes him weak or uncool. This belief is deeply ingrained and likely mirrored back to him by his peer group, a circle of people who validate and reinforce this detached, superficial way of living. But beneath all that swagger, there's a longing, a soul-deep craving for something real, something meaningful. The truth is, he wants intimacy, but that desire terrifies him. It stirs up fears of inadequacy, of not being enough, and these fears run deep. To cope, he's compartmentalized his life, dividing himself into different personas to avoid feeling too exposed. Here's how it shows up. He has one person in his life to meet his physical needs. This connection is secretive, hidden from view, and purely physical. There's no emotional depth here, no soul connection. It's transactional and empty. Then, there's another individual who fits a public image. This is someone he might bring around friends or family, someone who checks society's boxes, a partner who looks right on paper. But it's all surface level, a performance that doesn't truly align with who he is inside. Beneath the polished exterior, he's living a fragmented life, and that dissonance is starting to catch up with him. The universe is stepping in now, nudging him toward alignment and authenticity. Your presence in his life is unraveling these old patterns, forcing him to confront the truth about how he's been living. The mask is slipping, and the pieces he's been juggling are becoming harder to keep in the air. But there's another layer to his situation, a deeper complexity. For some of you, there may be someone else in his life, possibly someone he shares a child with. This connection doesn't feel like something he entered into with a lot of intention or heart. It carries the energy of something born out of convenience or circumstance, rather than deep love or mutual alignment. What I'm sensing is that this relationship started as a late-night connection, something casual that evolved into more than he anticipated. And now, there's a sense of discomfort, almost regret, around it. He doesn't view this person as someone he's proud to be with, nor does he want to be seen with them in public. This energy feels heavy, and it's a reflection of the fragmented way he's been living. The universe is calling him to make a choice, to either continue living in this fragmented state, or to embrace a deeper, more aligned version of himself. And here's where you come in. Your energy, your authenticity, is shining a light on all of this. You're not just a connection to him, you're a mirror, showing him what's possible when someone lives in truth. Whether or not he rises to meet this challenge is ultimately up to him. But what's undeniable is the impact your presence is having on his journey. You are a catalyst, sparking change, And whether he steps into alignment or stays where he is, you're walking your own path, full of strength, clarity, and a commitment to your own authenticity. Let's dive into the deeper layers of this divine masculine's current reality. What's truly complicating matters for him is that the people in his life are mirroring his own inner turmoil. There's one person in particular who desperately craves validation, someone who wants to be seen and acknowledged. They want the world to know they're connected to him. And in their eyes, having a child together was a way to force him to care more, to make him step up in a way that felt more real, more committed. But the heartbreaking truth is that despite their efforts, he doesn't feel that deep emotional bond with them. And deep down, they both know this. Yet, through their shared child, they're trying to hold him accountable, almost demanding that he show up in ways he's not ready or willing to. They want him to care, not just about the child, but about them as well. It's like they're trying to pull him in emotionally, even though he's been upfront about not being fully invested. There's an undeniable tension here, a tug of war for his heart and attention, even though he's emotionally distant. The reality is that all these relationships are karmically linked. Each connection reflects some part of his fractured self, highlighting his insecurities, his fear of true vulnerability, and his deep need for control. In each of these relationships, whether it's a sexual partner asking, "Why don't you love me?" or the other person who just wants him to fulfill a role, show up, smile, and play the part, they're all pushing him to confront the truth of who he is. But none of these connections offer real fulfillment. They're all surface level, and they're leaving him feeling empty inside. For some of you, this karmic cycle is building to its peak. It's like a wave ready to crash, with all these people in his life starting to turn on him. They're holding up mirrors, forcing him to look at the ways he's hurt them, the ways he's used them or reduced them to mere roles in his life. He's being confronted with the consequences of his choices, and it's beginning to unravel the illusion he's built around himself. But here's the painful part. All of these people are trapped in a loop. They're using each other, and none of them are truly free. They're all feeding into the same karmic energy, caught in patterns that don't serve them. Each one of them needs to release these toxic connections, to heal their own wounds, and to choose something that resonates with their heart's deepest truth. Something real, something whole. And this is where you come in. Whether this moment is happening now or has already passed, you represent something radically different for this divine masculine. You embody the possibility of true fulfillment, emotionally, mentally, and relationally. On some level, he recognizes this. Even if he's been running from it or distracting himself, he can feel the depth and authenticity that you offer. You check all the boxes in a way that no one else does. You offer him what he's been searching for, even if he hasn't fully admitted it to himself. You are the embodiment of what he could have if he were brave enough to step out of the cycle he's in and choose something real, something profound. What I'm seeing here is that this divine masculine wouldn't hide you. In fact, he would proudly show you off to his friends and family. There wouldn't be any shame or discomfort in introducing you to his world, because with you, there's no need for games or facades. You challenge him in all the right ways, but you also flow with him in ways that bring balance, joy, and fulfillment. Together, you could create a life, a family, built on mutual respect and unconditional love. It would be healthy, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I'm hearing the phrase, "The whole is greater than the sum of its parts," and it perfectly captures the energy between you two. Together, you are more than just two individuals. You're a force. You are his equal, his match. And he may have never expected to meet someone who mirrors him in such a profound and real way. For so long, this divine masculine has operated in relationships where control and power dynamics ruled the day. This has been reinforced by societal expectations and perhaps even by his own upbringing in a patriarchal system. He's learned that control and love go hand in hand, especially when there are insecurities tied to self-worth. But when it comes to you, everything shifts. With you, there is a genuine fear, a fear of being vulnerable and exposed. Why? Because if you were to reject him, it would be for reasons that are real, valid, and painful. That kind of rejection would hit him deeply, and he's terrified of feeling that hurt. So, instead of stepping into the vulnerability of something true and authentic with you, he fragments his needs. He gets his sexual fulfillment from someone who doesn't emotionally satisfy him, while trying to maintain a relationship with someone who fits the external expectations. Someone who checks the boxes of what should be. But this connection, while functional, is like a low hum of tolerable unhappiness, permanent and unfulfilling. The truth is, deep down, he knows that you are the answer. He knows that you could offer him something real, something whole, something that fulfills him on a level he's never known before. But he has to confront his fears. He has to face the truth that to be with you means to let go of control, to let go of the old patterns, and to step into vulnerability, a vulnerability that holds the potential for deep, soul-level connection. You are the key to his transformation, and he knows it. Whether or not he's ready to walk that path with you is still to be seen. But one thing is for sure. Your presence is the catalyst that could change everything. This situation isn't about the fiery ace of wands energy he thinks he craves, that instant spark of passion and excitement. It's more complex than that. It's deeper than that. There's someone he may share a child with, and while that connection could be seen as a potential anchor, it's actually draining him. It feels restrictive, like an invisible leash, responsibilities pulling at him, from contracts to child support. And worst of all, it wasn't even a consciously chosen connection. It's like he's trying to fill the voids in his life, like he's filling out job applications to fill roles he believes are missing. But here's the truth. There's no substitute for you. You're not just another name in a list of replacements. No, you are an incredible combination of traits, an energy that forms something far greater than the sum of its parts. You check every box he didn't even realize he had, and in your presence, something awakens inside him, something that makes him want to be better. When he's around you, he begins to like the version of himself that he sees, the version of him that he could be. But the longer he stays tangled in his karmic loops, the more disconnected he becomes from his true essence, from the person he was always meant to be. He's in a cycle where it's not just one person who's trying to fill the space you occupy in his life, it's three. Yet even they don't come close to offering the wholeness, the peace, the depth that you bring into the world and into his life. These karmic entanglements, they're draining him, full of drama, unresolved issues, and the constant mirroring of his own insecurities. They have no depth, no respect, no real fulfillment. It's like he's energetically spiraling down a drain, each choice building more negative karma, each connection pushing him further from the kind of love he deserves. He's not treating these people, or himself, with the care they deserve. He's not living up to the higher version of himself, the one he's capable of being. These connections are only playing roles in a karmic cycle that keeps them all trapped. They're not setting each other free. It's an illusion, the life he's built for himself. On the outside, he may appear carefree, living it up, untethered, unbothered. But underneath it all, it's a mess of unresolved emotions, self-doubt, and fear. The universe is not going to let him keep hiding this truth for much longer. His soul, his higher self, it doesn't want to sink any further into the shadows. The time is coming when these hidden truths will be exposed, whether he's ready or not. It's as if the universe is pushing him to face the music, to confront the reality that he's been avoiding for so long. He's stuck in a hole of his own making, spiraling deeper into darkness because he's been avoiding responsibility for far too long. If he projected his insecurities onto you, if he made you feel less than or unimportant, know this. That's part of the karmic lesson he has to face. He tried to control you, but in reality, it was his own fear, his own deep-seated insecurities that were in control. His challenge is to see how his actions have affected you and the others in his life. He was presented with an equal, a partner who could stand on their own, challenge him in the ways that matter, and inspire him to be the best version of himself. But that terrified him, because for so long he's tried to control everything around him, people, situations, even himself. But in doing so, he's found himself controlled by everything he's been trying to avoid. Substances, drama, the expectations of others. He's playing with fire, but not in a good way. The shards of glass he tried to throw at you, the emotional games he played, they're all coming back to haunt him. He thought he could make you compete for his attention with people who could never compare to the connection the two of you share. And while every person has their own value, the connection between you and him is unmatched, irreplaceable. But instead of honoring that, instead of recognizing the beauty of what you two shared, he chose to push his pain onto you rather than doing the hard work of cleaning up his own mess. And now, the universe is holding him accountable. The bed he made for himself is filled with broken mirrors, shattered pieces of every relationship he's damaged, every connection he's mistreated. He's broken a lot of things in his life, especially in the realm of love and connection. Until he takes responsibility, until he faces his own internal darkness, until he stops fragmenting his life into pieces, he will continue to be the root of his own suffering. The karmic cycle he's stuck in will keep repeating itself, luring him deeper and deeper into a cycle of unfulfillment, until he chooses to break free, until he chooses to stop avoiding his own truth and step into the reality that is waiting for him, one of integrity, responsibility, and most importantly, love, until he faces the truth of who he is, who he's been, and who he can become. Nothing will change. But the moment he does, the moment he lets go of the fear and the control, that's when everything will shift. The karmic loop will break, and he'll finally be free to create a future full of the love and connection he's always deserved. For those of you standing at a crossroads in your journey, this moment could be a pivotal one. The divine masculine in your life may be facing that very choice, standing at the threshold of transformation. Will he rise to step into the powerful version of himself that he is fully capable of becoming? The potential is right there, right in front of him. He has the desire, the opportunity, and the chance to turn the corner and reinvent himself. But that can only happen if he's ready to approach you with authenticity, honesty, and vulnerability. The ball is in his court, and you deserve nothing less than the full, unfiltered truth from him. No games, no manipulation, no pretending. What you need is raw, open honesty. He cares about you, that much is clear. But before he can give you all of him, he has to first give himself the gift of truth. He needs to admit the ways he's fallen short in the past and confront the patterns that have not served him. Only then will he truly understand the depth of his feelings for you and the desire to be a better version of himself because of you. This is a moment for him to get real with himself, to lay everything on the table and commit to treating both you and himself with the respect and dignity he deserves. Because right now, the way he's living is fragmented, and in many ways, it's a form of self-abuse. He's not living authentically, and he's not treating his soul with the care it needs. But the power to change? It's within his reach. It's up to him to take it. That being said, let's not get lost in pity for him. Compassion? Yes. But don't let yourself be pulled into the storm of drama, manipulation, or false narratives. Don't fall into the roles of rescuer, victim, or persecutor, because he's already all of those things to himself. Your role in this story is to remember your worth, your strength, and your ability to move forward, regardless of what's happening around him. No matter what happens, there is a bright, beautiful horizon waiting for you. I can feel the energy of freedom and happiness coming your way. You're going to experience joy because you are not tethered to control tactics or emotional games. That's beneath you, and you know it. You would never treat someone else with the manipulation that others may play with. Your heart is free, and that's what matters most. Meanwhile, those around him, including him, are tangled in their own illusions. They're desperately trying to find their worth by controlling everything outside of themselves. It's a messy dance, fueled by drama, chaos, and misdirected energy. But here's the truth. One day, they will grow tired of the playground. They will want to step away and mature. And that's your hope for them. You hope that through this experience, everyone involved, this man, the people he's connected to, and even you, will find the growth, healing, and freedom needed to break free from these cycles. Some of the people connected to him might have walked away from relationships that were actually good for them. Maybe they were lured in by his charm, his allure, his ability to pull them into his world. He might have even used that attraction to take things that weren't his, thinking that it made him powerful or important. But in truth, it's only feeding his own insecurities. These people, they're learning valuable karmic lessons. And for some of them, this experience will serve as the wake-up call they need to recognize their own worth, so that when the right person comes along, they'll know exactly what they deserve. And you are not just a passive observer in all of this. You are part of the ripple effect, the catalyst for change. Your growth, your healing, your willingness to step into your own truth is part of the transformation that will unfold for everyone involved. Because ultimately, the goal is clear. For everyone to break free from their illusions and step into their own wholeness. That's the true freedom that lies at the heart of this journey. I'm sensing that part of this man's karmic lesson is about confronting the ripple effect of his past actions. He spent so much of his life skating by, finessing situations, and never fully facing the consequences of his behavior. Maybe as a child, he was coddled, told that his manipulative actions were harmless, or that boys will be boys. But now, the universe is calling him to account. He can no longer hide from the truth of how his actions have impacted others. It's time for him to see the reality of the choices he's made, and to finally take responsibility for them. And in this moment, whether he steps into his truth or not, the world is moving forward. The healing is happening. And whether or not he catches up, you will continue to rise, stronger and freer than ever, because you, dear one, are on a path that's guided by integrity, by truth, and by a heart that knows what it means to live with purpose and authenticity. So keep walking forward. The horizon is waiting, and it's yours to claim. With you, it's different. You've become the first true consequence he's ever had to face, and it's hitting him harder than anything else has before. It's as though he's gotten a glimpse of what real love and true happiness could feel like, and now he's realizing, perhaps for the first time, that he's lost it. The thing is, he can't talk his way out of this one. He can't manipulate or shift the blame onto someone else. There's no way to twist the narrative this time. I see him standing in the middle of a room, watching everything crumble around him like a house of cards collapsing. All the little lies, the games, the manipulation, it's all catching up to him. He's beginning to understand that the shaky foundation he built his life on was never truly solid. And now that the walls are coming down, he's left with nothing but the raw, painful truth. The reality that he's hurt the very person who could have given him the love and stability he never even realized he needed. And now, the games he played? They're backfiring. There's no easy fix. It's like he's stuck in this moment, helplessly watching the consequences of his actions unfold, unable to stop the unraveling. The people who used to fall for his tactics, they're not playing along anymore. The masks are coming off, and instead of getting what he wants, he's facing the stark reality of what his behavior has cost him. A love that could have been everything. He's learning, in a very hard and painful way, that manipulating others only leads to loss. And now, he has no choice but to sit in the discomfort of his own mistakes and the truth that he's created this mess. But here's the thing, even amidst all this, I can sense that deep down, he still has feelings for you. He wants to offer you his heart. There's a part of him that longs for something real, something stable, something with you. But the truth is, he's been self-sabotaging for so long. He's spent so much time poisoning himself with toxic patterns, and now, before he can even think about being the partner you deserve, he's got a lot of inner work to do. The energy I'm picking up on is clear. He's being forced to reflect on who he's been up until now. He's realizing that he's swallowed the truth all this time, when he should have been speaking it out loud. And now, that truth is catching up with him. For some of you, this might be unfolding right in front of you, especially if you've just met this person. I don't want to paint a bleak picture, though, because for some of you, this man may rise to the occasion. There are people who start out rocky, but the love they share is undeniable, and that love has the potential to heal. It's powerful. But for that healing to take place, both parties have to show up with integrity. So, if this man decides to take the better path, you'll see that love begin to bloom in a way that's real and transformative. But here's the thing. Stay grounded. This man has not yet practiced healthy relational skills, and that's something you'll both need to build together. It's not going to be perfect from the start, and you'll have to be patient with each other as you learn to navigate this. He needs to come to the table with a clear understanding that he's a beginner when it comes to building healthy relationships. And you need to see him for where he's at right now, not for where you hope he'll be. In the past, he's been poisoning himself by keeping the truth inside. He's carried that inner turmoil, but instead of dealing with it, he put on a facade of arrogance, rushing into decisions that were clearly wrong, all while denying and hiding from the truth. This inner conflict has taken a toll on his self-esteem, blocking his ability to connect with his higher self and express who he truly is. It's affected his communication, his self-worth, and his ability to align with his true potential. But now, for some of you, I feel like this man is starting to see things clearly for the first time. If you're meeting him at this crossroads, he's realizing that you've broken the mold for him. You are different, and for the first time, he understands that. He may not have expressed it yet, and part of that is because he doesn't know how. He's never been in a position where he had to open up, face the reality of his emotions, and speak them honestly. But slowly, he's beginning to understand something deeper, that you, in many ways, are a blessing in his life. You are good karma for him. You are the manifestation of the positive energy he's been lacking, the missing piece he never knew he needed. Now, I want to say this. If it turns out that you two don't walk this path together, that's okay. I can feel that some of you are already in a space where you're not too attached to the outcome. You've already freed yourself from something that was once binding. You're in that beautiful, take it or leave it space. If this connection turns out to be real and lasting, that's amazing, but you won't hold on to it too tightly. You've done the work of finding your own peace and strength, and now, regardless of what happens with him, you know that your path is not defined by any one person. Your happiness is not in anyone else's hands. You've already come so far in reclaiming your freedom, and whether or not this man chooses to walk with you, you will continue to grow, evolve, and flourish on your own. So, let the truth unfold. Trust the process. Whatever happens, you are exactly where you need to be, and you're stepping into a future that's bright, full of possibility, and guided by your own wisdom and strength. Whether he steps up or not, you are walking toward the life you've always deserved, and nothing can take that away from you. You're in the energy of allowing things to unfold naturally, and that is where your true strength lies. You've embraced the flow, trusting that what is meant for you will come when the time is right. If you're finding yourself clinging or feeling desperate for a particular outcome, this message may not fully align with your current state, but trust that this is a phase that is helping you step into your power. In the big picture, you are in an incredibly empowering position. Free, open, and completely ready to receive what is truly meant for you, without forcing or controlling the situation. I'm sensing that he's at a major crossroads right now. It's like a pivotal moment where everything is about to change. I'm hearing the phrase, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and he's standing at that very fork, knowing that the choices he makes from here on out will have lasting consequences. The energy of the 3 of Wands surrounds him. He has already set things in motion, and now the time has come to see what will manifest from all he's put out into the world. The question is, has he sown seeds of love and honesty, or has he tangled himself in the webs of his own choices? I'm being shown a symbol, like a small matchbox or a little book, and it's making me think of something like Project Virtue. This feels like a sign that he is being urged to reflect on his past, to confront the truth he's been avoiding. He might need to write down his thoughts, journal his feelings, and take a deep, honest look at the situation he's created. He must find clarity within himself so he can approach you with the truth. He needs to be able to say, I've let go of the toxic relationships and situations that were holding me back. I've freed myself from those patterns, and I've come to the realization that I was wrong to hurt you. There's a strong sense here that in the past, he may have used his actions or words as weapons against you, making you compete for his attention or affection. If he's going to step forward now, it's clear that it has to be with complete sincerity. No more games. He can't hide behind his past manipulations or empty promises. It's time for him to show up with honesty and integrity, willing to do the work to prove that he is worthy of your trust and love. For some of you, this person is someone from your past, someone who chose a different path before, but now he's waking up to the reality of who he's been and the consequences of those choices. This moment feels like his own personal judgment day. The universe is calling him to account for everything he's done, and he's being forced to face the truth in a way that he can't ignore. The karmic lessons are here, and there are restrictions in place, almost like the universe is blocking his abundance and opportunities as a way to show him the gravity of his actions. I'm picking up on a sense that his finances and career are being impacted right now. His abundance is blocked, and he might be feeling a lack of progress in those areas. Even in his personal presentation, he may not look or feel the way he once did. People around him are starting to see through his facade, and this is all a part of the karmic cycle he's in. The message from the universe is loud and clear. He needs to go within, reflect deeply, and make a real change. His current path is no longer sustainable, and it's catching up with him. If he's going to turn things around, it starts with him facing the truth of his past and releasing the negative patterns that have been keeping him stuck. As the energy feels like it's coming full circle, it's clear that the next steps are entirely up to him. The karmic lessons are clear, and now he must decide which path he's going to take. Will he continue down the path of self-destruction, or will he choose to evolve and grow into the person he was always meant to be? Either way, you have positioned yourself in a place of strength, freedom, and clarity. You are no longer tied to the outcome. You have done the work to get here, and now you are ready for whatever comes next, knowing that you are aligned with your highest self and that you are deserving of the best life has to offer. It's important to remember that no matter what happens, you are on your own journey of growth and empowerment. You've created space for yourself to receive true, abundant love and fulfillment, whether from him or someone else. Stay grounded in your truth, trust your process, and know that you are always on the right path. Click the Join button to explore the membership options and see what exciting benefits await you. By joining, you'll get exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and special access to our community. It's a fantastic way to support the channel and get even more out of your experience with us. If this video resonated with you and you crave more, interact with the content, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Magnetize Official. Share these words with anyone who might find comfort and inspiration.